Every single person and their mother's mother was looking at the Chrono Odyssey trailer. Chrono Odyssey reveal from PlayStation 2.4 million views 6 days ago. Damn. I don't really know what it is, but it has been described to me from Simmons as like a Korean MMO. Those games have an interesting history in the video game industry, especially with me myself, right? We would usually visit E3, and in this little place called the Kentia Hall, which is like a downstairs floor to the regular E3 halls where all the big boys are at, they would have a bunch of Korean games like Ragnarok and, you know, RO, stuff like that. But games like sort of like this, I don't think as big of a scale, that look ridiculously good. Like, geez, why do this shit looks amazing. So I'm curious if that's going to elicit the same reaction. 4K as well, hallelujah. It's pretty, and it running at city. Dude, the performance is almost too good, right? I'm just gonna interject immediately. The performance of these in-game visuals, which are in-game, are almost too good considering games like, you know, Star Wars, giant EA Star Wars games can't even launch with a decent frame rate. Cool. Cool. Okay. It's got a soft lock system of some kind. This looks ridiculously good, considering it's a game that, like, no one's heard of before. Oh, there's the performance issues. Okay, there we go. Yeah, these sprawling areas are running at a much lesser frame rate. Okay, so it is real. It's not complete bullshit. This is a lot of classes. Gun chick with booty shorts. All right, we in there. Damn, and they're co-op large-scale monster battles? But it's an action game. This is deep down, right? This is just deep down. And we'll talk about it in a second. That's not exactly a compliment. Which also, deep down, also looked amazing. The hell is this, the How to Train Your Dragon? Oh my god, dude, how many players are there? Are these all people? Are you telling me these are all people? No. I don't believe you. There's also some crazy time stop thing because of the chrono element, right? Cool. Cooler. Huh. The The more I'm watching, the better it's looking, and the more depressed I'm getting. It keeps looking better and better as the trailer goes along. Is that it? And as I keep seeing more, it keeps looking really, really good. And the more I realize none of this is going to be this good. It's an MMO. I mean, I'm not surprised. If it actually is a Korean MMO, I'm not surprised. Next generation open world MMORPG will come to PS5. This reeks of the one top-down isometric Korean Diablo-like. This Lost Ark game looks fucking amazing. It almost reminds me of that. The only complaint I have with this trailer is that it looks great. It looks too good. And knowing what the game is, being an online game, being an MMO game, being a game that is going to revolve around an economy and obviously time management, being a game that's going to so heavily have these elements that unfortunately a lot of other games that come out from developers like this in this area, especially like with big Korean MMO games, it feels like they're always so sick looking, and then you actually play them and they're not. Like, it's so cool, but then they ask you to do the most like ridiculous stuff, between time sinks, between gotcha stuff, or, you know, trying to microtransaction the shit out of it. Like, that's the only depressing thing as the trailer goes on any further. And I hate to be a negative Nancy here, but this has been my experience with like seeing these games at E3 for like 20 years. And it looks too polished. It just, everything that they're showing here looks way too much like this is, and I wouldn't even be surprised. Where, do we know a release date? Is there even a mention of 2023? Is there a mention of 2024, of 2025? Is there even like any mention anywhere of when it will exist? Did they say 23? No release date mentioned. Okay. If it's no release date mentioned, this might end up being a ridiculously appealing trailer for a game that might not exist yet. This might be a really cool trailer showing things that a lot of people are really interested in, but is essentially more conceptual and isn't actually provocative of like a full release. And it's not exactly bullshots. No, these are probably assets that they have and things that they're working on, right? For the most part, this is a similar situation to like Wukong, right? Where we see Wukong and it sounds crazy, but are they representative of full games at all? Not really. Like, they're kind of there to give you what is essentially very small vertical slices of ideas of things that will exist, and that is not new. I'm not even saying that is the case for this game. It's worrisome to see something as polished as this with absolute zero release date from developers that I've never really heard of before, showing off action elements that look insanely polished, which is one of the hardest fucking things to do in this industry, of making like really polished looking action. To the point where I don't know, man. I don't know. It does look insanely cool. It looks like the greatest fucking thing since sliced bread. And that's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm kind of worried about. Granted, I'd love to be proven wrong. I'd love for it to come out and be just the bee's knees, and we just have a great time playing it, and it's insanely dope, and it's like, holy shit. I'd love that. That'd be the greatest scenario.